St. Clair County RESA presents Dateline Schools, hosted by Terry Harrington.
All this week on Dateline Schools, been talking about science and learning about the new science standards that teachers here in St. Clair County are starting to implement in their classroom. To tell us all about it, my guest today is science consultant from St. Clair County RESA, Minna Turrell. And Minna, I know technology plays a big issue in all curricular areas. How is that affected with the new science standards?
Terry, what I'm finding is the students that we're teaching now have never not known technology in their lives. And so it's really creating a great environment. Students have the tools they need, the technology almost every day in their hands that can help them get to a deeper understanding of science. But really we want to focus on, we don't want things that they can just Google. We really want to get to how does the world work? But the technology is really a tool.
Mm-hmm. Are you finding that because of the technology that students are taking more of an interest in science rather than, here's a class I have to take?
We're hoping that incorporating the technology and with these new science standards that we are increasing their interest in science. We want them to have fun with science. We want them to do science, and we're hoping that that will increase their interest.
And I know, too, some kids are really looking forward to when they get back from spring break. We get the Michigan STEP or M-STEP testing, the annual state testing coming up. Will that be reflected on this year's test, or is it going to be a couple years before we start seeing these standards tested?
Currently, the new test is set to come out in 2020, and it will be it will mimic how our standards are set up with practices that they're doing in science, the content that they're learning, and then the cross-cutting concepts, which are like the theme of the lesson. So the questions are set up on the test to be within those three dimensions.
Okay, so that takes a little bit of pressure off the teachers, especially for this year and next year as they get this fully implemented.
Right. It's being piloted, I believe, this year and next, and then fully out in 2020.
What's the one thing parents really need to be aware of with these changes, and especially as they try to find out what the kids are doing in school every day?
I think it really comes down to start asking your kids questions. Ask them what they're learning in science today. What did you do in science today? And start asking them about the world around them outside of school, because that's really the focus, is that we want to pique their interest and we want to get them talking about science and doing science.
And making those connections that affect them every day.
Exactly.
For Dateline Schools, I'm Terry Harrington. Dateline Schools is a production of St. Clair County RESA.